Well, good morning. You are listening to National Real Estate Auction Radio. I am your host, Doug Dennison, and we are broadcasting from beautiful St. Augustine, Florida, the nation's oldest city at WFOY 1240 AM studios. It's a beautiful day here today, and through the power of the internet, this program is being streamed worldwide on www.1240news.com. The show will also be archived on RowellAuctions.com, who is the sponsor of the show, and YouTube.com. We're going to be talking about real estate auctions, past auctions, upcoming auctions, different real estate markets across the country. We have a lot of topics today, and to help us out, we have several real estate and auction leaders calling in today. Let me go over our schedule and a few things about the people who will be calling in. We have Julie Carter, who is the president and CEO of Satellite ProLink out of Florida. And we also have Joe Bayonne, who's with McCurdy and Chandler. That's McCurdy and Chandler. They're from Atlanta, Georgia. We've got Jerry Anderson, who's a CCIM and executive managing director from Sperry Van Ness, Florida, and head of the SVN Asset Recovery Team from Florida. We've got Matt Corso, who is the COO from MarkNet Alliance, 42 auction firms from 40 states in Springfield, Illinois. And we have Tom Massey, who is the vice president from Daxco T2 Consulting. He's from Arkansas. And then we have John Rowell, who's the auction operations guy, or Rowell Auctions. He's from Georgia. So let's start off, and again, the mission statement for this show is to provide an educational experience for listeners in a promotional format for auctions across the country. We've got a call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Is this Julie?
Yes, it is.
Well, good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Well, very good. I just turned you up a little bit. We need to get a little bit more speaker there. Julie, tell us what you do and what is your firm?
Well, Doug, I am president and CEO of Satellite ProLink, Inc., and we were founded in 1995. We are a marketing management firm whose sole purpose is to assist and provide marketing solutions to auctioneers, primarily real estate auctioneers.
Well,
ultimately, we serve private sellers and financial institutions along with government agencies such as Fannie Mae and FDIC as subcontractors through our auction client firms.
Where is your firm located, Julie?
We are located in Lakeland, Florida, and our clients are primarily throughout the United States.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about, I see from your bio that you have a CAI next to your name. What does that mean?
Well, the CAI is the Certified Auctioneers Institute, and it's a 3-year business development program for people that are in the auction business. While I am not an auctioneer, I serve auctioneers, and so it was a very important program for me to attend. And I think anybody in the auction business that's serious about their profession needs to attend the Certified Auctioneers Institute.
Well, very good. Again, I had the pleasure of meeting you. There was a MarkNet Alliance meeting, I'm going to say a month, maybe 6 weeks ago up in Memphis, and you were basically a keynote speaker talking about marketing and public relations, and I've been in the business for about 20 years, so I really didn't think I was going to get a whole bunch from that particular seminar, and I was amazed. You have some great stuff. And I want to ask about that thing that we talked about and you talked about, that you put, it looks like a blot, and it goes on a sign, and so people can use their phone to download the information on an auction sign that they pass by. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because that was great stuff.
That's a quick response code, and that's just an example, just one small example of the wonderful tools that we have available today to get the message out, to communicate with the public. The quick response code is simply a barcode that you scan with your smartphone. And it's interesting because we do mobile marketing and we track it through Google Analytics. And since the iPhone is now offered through the Verizon system, we've seen a big surge in the last month with mobile ads. And again, that can be tracked through things such as quick response codes.
Well, it's the technology.
It essentially takes you from print to the Internet in one swipe.
Technology is changing every day. It's just amazing. You talked about analytics and reporting, and an auctioneer basically needs to make sure that they do a good job reporting to the seller on the money that they're spending for the seller in advertising, and what's working, what's not working. Because you'll have some money in, let's say, Wall Street Journal, and you'll have some money in radio and TV and magazine ads. How do you help the auctioneer firm get that kind of response?
Well, first we do some research,
Mm-hmm.
and what we're researching is who are the potential buyers and how do we reach them? How do we communicate to them? Satellite ProLink has developed a proprietary project management system over the years, and between that and our seasoned team, we're able to research the budgets, put a budget together, fulfill it, and then use our quality assurance systems and accounting systems to provide the auctioneer with the information they need for their summary report,
Mm-hmm.
which is a very important report that needs to be given to the seller. And the summary report is dynamic in that you should be reporting as you are going through the campaign.
Right.
What's working, what's not working, making adjustments so that when you get to auction day, there are no surprises. It's simply a report of what has taken place, and you're well aware of it. And again, the technology is available, marvelous, because you drive all your traffic, say, to a dedicated event website,
Mm-hmm.
or an enhanced landing page, or to your home page.
Right.
You can track that using Google Analytics and code your ads so that you know where the traffic is coming from. And we're just a small part of the process. We can report about the response to the advertising. The auctioneer then needs to report the actual results of the auction. And so what I always say is, let's track the results, the applause rather than just the attendance.
Mm-hmm.
We can show how many people sat up, took notice, and responded to the advertising, and then the auctioneer needs to report what are the results, what is the actual applause of everything that we've done.
Now, Julie, do you also help the auction firm come up with a budget based on your knowledge, your experience? Let's say a bank just says, hey, we've got 100 properties in California, and they're in the Los Angeles area. The seller is looking for me to help them with a marketing budget, and also, I need to have a little bit of specifics before I get this deal. How do you help them? Is it a percentage? Is it a varying percentage? I know places like New York and L.A. are very expensive.
So how do we come up with a budget?
Right.
Again, our project management system that we have developed over the years contains a database of the various media that we have used. So that certainly helps. We would do market research to the various geographic areas, the demographics, and it has a lot to do with the experience over the years, knowing what works and knowing
Sure.
what doesn't work.
Sure.
And the Internet has grown so tremendously in the last 5 years. It used to be a very small percentage of the budget, and now today there are times when we use almost primarily Internet and very little print. There are some print media that are still essential in the process. It just varies from market to market, and it varies product that you're selling and who you're trying to reach. It's it's about communications and using the right communications to reach that person. So it is a partnership between us and the auctioneers, in that the auctioneer needs to understand their property and what they're selling, and they need to understand what the objectives of the sellers are. And when they have that part, then we provide the support and suggest the media that is needed to communicate what they're trying to accomplish.
I got it.
It's really a partnership between us and the auctioneer to come up with the budget.
Well, I know auction firms, they lean on you, and you do a fine job. I know several auction firms that use you and are very, very pleased with you. What is your website in case I'm an auction firm and need your assistance?
Well, it's our name, Satellite ProLink. So that would be satelliteprolink.com, SATELLITEPROLINK.com, satelliteprolink.com.
And do you have an 800 number where people could call?
We do. It's 1-800-510-LINK, which is 1-800-510-5465.
Well, excellent. Julie, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to call in. I appreciate your time and effort. You have a great weekend, and again, thanks for calling in.
Thank you, Doug.
Take care.
You as well.
You bet. All right, that was Julie Carter, and very pleased to have her on the show.
MarkNet Alliance is a national, membership-based network of 41 auction companies. Our companies are successful auction professionals with proven track records and thriving businesses. The MarkNet companies have a staff of over 540 employees who are working hard every day to meet the goals of their clients during our ever-changing economy. MarkNet companies are able to achieve these goals through cutting-edge technologies and ever-growing investor pools. To view the hundreds of auctions currently being conducted, or for more information, visit marknetalliance.com.
Okay, we're back. MarkNet Alliance is one of our advertisers, and a great group, and we're going to actually have somebody on from them a little bit later. Again, very important that you know that what we do is to provide an educational experience for listeners in a promotional format for auctions across the country. I'm Doug Dennison and have been in the business as a auction project manager for, I'm going to say, 21 years. And so I've been with a couple of firms and enjoyed it. My specialty is big government auctions, working with banks. And so I'm very pleased to have this show and have people call in that I've done business with before to educate you. We've got another caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. This is Joe Bayonne with McCurdy and Kendler.
Hey, Joe. How are you doing, sir?
Doing very well. Very well. Thank you.
Well, good. You know, I got your name because I was looking at DS News. They do a daily dose every day, and they send it out to probably 100,000 people that are in the business, and I saw your name and that you've just been recently hired by your firm as a director for new quality control. Is that correct?
That's correct. Quality control department. Very new here, and very excited to be here at McCurdy and Chandler and on your show this morning.
Well, thank you very much. Tell us a little bit about McCurdy and Chandler.
Sure. McCurdy and Candler is an Atlanta-based law firm, and we provide default services to lenders and servicers in Georgia and Tennessee.
And I got that name wrong. It's Candler, McCurdy and Candler. So thank
Candler,
you.
Candler.
Got it. And you're based out of where?
We're based out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. Tell me how many people you have, and what do you guys do?
Sure. What we do, I guess what sets us apart is we've got really, with quality control, with my group, we're here to centralize all the needs of prior and anticipated future client audits. There's no secret that the default industry is heavily scrutinized, heavily regulated, and as such, our clients expect that we're going to hold ourselves to a standard that's commensurate with those regulatory requirements. hence my group's formation. We've got about 5 folks right now working on my group, and we've got 250 folks that work for the firm. 25 of them are default attorneys.
Wow. You say default servicing, and explain to the public who's listening right now, and again, I'm going to tell you, people who listen to the show are real estate agents, they're auctioneers, they're sellers. What is default servicing?
Default servicing is essentially when a borrower unfortunately falls into foreclosure or a bankruptcy type scenario. Oftentimes what happens is the lender hires an outside attorney firm to help facilitate the default process, to help out with anything from working out a loan arrangement to modifying a loan potentially, to helping out the borrower as best possible so that both sides of the interest, if you will, both in the borrower as well as the creditor, in this instance the actual lending institution where the mortgage is held, hopefully creating, as I guess, the best possible scenario, if there is one, whenever a borrower might go into what's called default. And default, again, foreclosure, bankruptcy, and any unfortunate scenario that might result in someone losing a home.
So who are your clients, Joe?
Our clients are top-tier financial institutions.
Mm-hmm.
They are folks who have been in the industry for quite some time with respect to lending mortgages. We've got very, very large clientele base, and that number and that list is growing, fortunately. And like I said, we're here to facilitate the fact that we offer bilingual services and 800 toll-free number for borrowers are huge critical points and kind of what sets us apart in our industry. And we're very excited about being able to add value and to be able to work with borrowers and work with financial institutions, our customers.
Well, very, very good. And again, if dsnews.com covered your arrival, you must be somebody real special. Tell us your website so that people can contact you and go to your website. Absolutely.
McCurdyCandler.com is the website. It's McCurdy, MCCURDY, Candler, CANDLER.com. And we're there, and we'd love to hear your feedback, and we welcome any new business as well as any questions about what it is that we do. We're here to service and here to facilitate.
Is there a telephone number that people can reach your firm?
Yes, there is. There is. Our firm can be reached at area code 404-373-1612.
Well, very good. Hey, Joe, thank you so much for calling in. Appreciate it. And maybe we'll be working with you down the road. It was great to meet you over the phone today. And again, have a good weekend.
You do the same. Pleasure was all mine. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that was Joe Bayonne, and he's with McCurdy and Candler out of Atlanta, Georgia. Very pleased to have him on. He was on dsnews.com. Again, dsnews.com is basically the signature group for educating and basically getting the news out about default servicing, the foreclosure business. And they had him on their website for a couple of days, so that's great. Hey, we got a new caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Doug. Jerry Anderson calling at Sperry Van Ness.
Well, very, very good, Jerry. Thank you so much for calling in. What is Sperry Van Ness?
Well, Sperry Van Ness is a commercial real estate company. It's been in the business now going on 30 years, originally based out of Southern California, and in the early 2000s expanded nationwide. So we now have offices in about 150 markets with about 900 commercial real estate advisors in 43 states.
Very, very good. What sets Sperry Van Ness apart from other commercial real estate brokers, Jerry?
Well, one of the things, Doug, I appreciate you asking that question because that is a question we get asked many, many times. And one of the things that sets Sperry Van Ness Commercial Real Estate Advisors apart from other firms is that we truly do act as advisors. About half of our transactions are investment transactions, and of course in the most recent environment, most of our transactions are dealing with problems. This is a very tough real estate market, as everybody knows, I'm sure, that's listening to the show today. So actually being advisors and problem solvers more than what I call matchmakers. That's number one item that sets us apart. And then probably the number two item that sets us apart from our competitors, and we rank up there in the top 8 or 9, depending on whose surveys you look at,
Right.
is that we have a policy of what we call proactive compensation. And what that means is where a lot of commercial real estate companies will not share their commissions 50-50. We absolutely positively will share with any real estate broker that has a buyer, because what sets us apart is our belief is that no one company, no one agent knows all the buyers. You have to leverage every single agent out there, and you do that by paying them. So those are the two differentiators that we think on a day-to-day basis. And then, of course, some service providing, some of the services we provide also, Doug, we believe set us apart.
Well, that's excellent, and that's a very good point. There are a lot of commercial firms that do not split 50-50, or sometimes don't even offer any kind of incentive to the other broker to bring a buyer. They want the buying group to be paying this broker. So I think that's a very important difference and a real differential in getting you hired, and that's why your growth has been so big over the years. I had the pleasure of working with your group up in Michigan several years ago. It was a state of Michigan sale, and I believe it's still the largest land auction for the state of Michigan. Your guys did a fantastic job, sold it for $31 million, and you guys have excellent analytics and due diligence services that really help an auction firm.
Well, one of the things, Doug, that we have is not only that helps an auction firm on the ground, and I think you're referring to one of our advisors in Detroit that helped with that sale.
Right.
But we also have our own in-house auction team, and I know that a lot of the listeners are involved in auctions, and they probably will recognize names like Louis Fisher and John Johnson, Dave Gilmore from Louisiana, Don Erler from Kentucky. Those gentlemen are all part of Sperry Van Ness's in-house auction team. And you know, that is one of the things that sets us apart. We're not a commercial real estate company that just tacked on another auction house. We actually have been in that business, and Sperry Van Ness has had an in-house auction firm since it's about now going on a decade. So, and we do the standard online, and certainly all the way up through sealed bid and open outcry type events.
So you were smart enough to see the handwriting on the wall, got into auctions, and now do you do it across the country?
Well, we do, absolutely. We have, as I say, we're in 43 states and 150 markets. I own the state of Florida license. Sperry Van Ness is what we call a licensed organization. I own the state of Florida. I office down here just outside of Orlando. And so not only do our folks here in my region have the benefit, but you know, anybody listening in any part of the country, there's a lot of different websites to go to, but SVN, that stands for Sperry Van Ness. Or if you're a pilot or a military folk, it's S is in Sierra, V is in Victor, N is in November.com. That's the main Sperry Van Ness website, svn.com. And then if you're interested in Florida and only Florida, obviously you can go to svnflorida.com. And if you specifically wanted to look at our auction team,
hey, Jerry,
go to svnauctions.com.
Jerry, I've got about 20 seconds before we have a break. Tell us your telephone number so people can reach you.
I can be reached direct at the office, which is area code 386-547-4968.
And also your email is jerry.anderson@svn.com. Jerry, thank you so much. We're going to break, and we'll have you on another time.
It's time to visit the St. John's Flea Market. Great deals every weekend. Every weekend there's more, too. Great bargains and great food and those great deals at the St. John's Flea Market. Get off I-95 at State Road 207. That's I-95 at 207. And if you want to be a vendor, hey, booth rentals start at only $10 a day. Churches and charities, you can get a free booth 2 days a month. And for everybody else, there's always great deals at the St. John's Flea Market. Call them up, 824-4210, or go to stjohnsfleamarket.com.
It's happened to all of us. The car door slams shut, your keys are in the ignition. Ouch! Or maybe you just locked yourself out of your house. Papa Lock of St. Augustine is your lockout specialist. Plus, Papa Lock is your expert in keys made for most cars, commercial locksmithing, and rekeying your car or home. Call 940-0000 today. 940-0000.
No matter where you are, when you need a little help, call Papa Lock. Oh, yeah!
Licensed by the state as a skilled nursing facility and certified for a broad range of payer types, the Ponce Therapy Care Center's team of professionals is committed to providing the best nursing care and rehabilitation services. Choosing a skilled nursing facility for a loved one is always a difficult decision. At the Ponce Therapy Care Center, our admissions and social service staff assist you in making an informed, caring decision. We provide information about our facility, determine your payment options, and strategize about your loved one's regimen of care, length of stay, and expected discharge to home. At the Ponce Therapy Care Center, we are proud that over 90% of those admitted to our rehabilitation program successfully return to home. In an industry that is often seen as the final alternative, our goal is to become your first option and facility of choice for skilled nursing and rehab services. The Ponce Therapy Care Center is located at 1999 Old Moultrie Road. Call us at 824-3311 or visit us online at poncecarecenter.com.
Over at Bozard Ford, we are wrapping up 2010 and very quickly moving on to 2011.
Yeah, 2010's wrapped up. It was a great year. We were voted best dealership in St. Augustine, and we had an increase in sales of over 200%.
We've been talking about the President's Award all year. Do we have an update on that?
We have a bit of an update. Yeah. We have been officially told that we're officially not allowed to tell what's going on with that and whether or not we've won the award. But I certainly am allowed to tell you that we've been leading our group in customer satisfaction for 3 years, so that's going very well. And we have met all the qualifications, which is the market penetration, market share that we were running after this year. So looks like we're eligible at this time.
Yeah, I think that's it's a good thing. You know, we can't tell anybody anything right now. We do want to thank everybody for all the support they've given us, and we certainly won't forget about it.
That is a testament.
Hopefully you're catching our drift.
Superior Service has teamed up with Amana to bring back the oldest AC and the oldest city contest. If you have the oldest air conditioner in the service area of Superior Service Air Conditioning and Plumbing, you'll win a $7,000 central heat and air conditioner. All you have to do is call 904-823-1223, 904-823-1223, and say, I have the oldest air conditioner in town. Superior Service takes over from there. Time is short, so call 904-823-1223 or visit SuperiorServiceOnline.com. And you could win a $7,000 energy-efficient central heat and air conditioner from Amana and Superior Service.
Okay, we are back. And again, you're listening to the National Real Estate Auction Radio Show. I'm your host, Doug Dennison, and we've had some great guests on. The break comes at the half hour, and sometimes I don't time it perfectly, so my apologies to Mr. Anderson. I kind of had to leave him shortly and quickly. But anyway, thank you, Jerry Anderson from Sperry Van Ness. Very, very good stuff. And again, thank you for calling.
MarkNet Alliance is a national, membership-based network of 41 auction companies. Our companies are successful auction professionals with proven track records and thriving businesses. The MarkNet companies have a staff of over 540 employees who are working hard every day to meet the goals of their clients during our ever-changing economy. MarkNet companies are able to achieve these goals through cutting-edge technologies and ever-growing investor pools. To view the hundreds of auctions currently being conducted, or for more information, visit marknetalliance.com.
Okay, we've got another caller. Just lost that caller. Please call in again. We have a wonderful show today. We've had great guests. We're trying to educate the public and teach them about real estate auctions, and very pleased to have real VIP guest calling in. I've got a new caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, Doug. This is Matt Corso.
Hey, Matt. How are you doing? I think I just put you on, and then I lost you. So my apologies. Tell us about MarkNet Alliance. We've had a couple of ad spots about MarkNet Alliance, but you're the COO there, and just tell us what is MarkNet Alliance and how is it important to the auction business?
Sure. Well, MarkNet Alliance is a group of auction companies. They're established auction companies who have been in business for numerous years, who have essentially joined forces, Doug, to offer a better solution to their clients. And there are 42 companies right now doing business in 40-some plus states across the country. And Doug, they share technology, they share resources, they've increased their investor pool dramatically by joining together, and they're able to offer a national presence with local market knowledge, which we believe is key, that you know your local market well and yet have the resources of a national company, and that's what our members are able to do. And right now they're conducting, I think today they're conducting up to 786 current auctions. They've got like 570-some of those are online-only auctions. So they've got a lot of business going on right now.
Okay, you need to give me those numbers again because that's amazing. I was talking earlier who listens to our show, and it's realtors, and it's auction firms, and it's banks and sellers, government officials, but it's also investors. They want to know how to get information and find out about auction opportunities. What is your website? And again, tell us how many auctions you guys got going on right now.
Sure, we have 786 auctions going on right now. 570 plus of those are online-only auctions where the bidding is going to strictly take place online.
Mm-hmm.
And they can find all those at www.marknetalliance.com.
Give that to us again.
It's www.marknetalliance.com.
Is there a 800 number, 888 number that?
There is.
Okay.
888-307-6545.
Okay, very good. Now, you serve as the Chief Operating Officer. What does that mean, and what do you do on a daily basis?
Right. Well, I manage the day-to-day operations of our company. So that entails working with all of our member companies throughout the country, making sure that we're servicing them well from our side of things, finding out what they need, what their buyers are looking for, what their sellers are looking for, and what we can be providing to them in order to help them do the best business possible for their clients. And then it also entails just simply day-to-day business management things as well. But the most important thing to us is that we're getting the resources and tools to our companies so they can best serve their clients.
You mentioned that many of these auctions are online. Do you see that as someone who's on the cutting edge of the business? Do you see online auctions happening more and more?
Absolutely. Today, we're all challenged for time, and in order for people to be, it's tough for people to get out to an auction at a specific day and time.
Mm-hmm.
But we still want to be able to sell with that time-defined date. We want to say, okay, by this day we're going to have this property sold. And the availability is now you can sit at your office and you can bid and you don't have to go somewhere. You don't have to be on the phone necessarily with anybody. You can be in the comfort of your home, or if you're an investor from your office. And we've put together some tools that not only allow you just to simply bid online, but you can package portfolios together in any way that you'd like. And our companies are the only companies right now who are able to offer that in an online setting, allowing investors to choose and package properties in any format they would like to buy them in.
Well, Matt, that's very good, and I appreciate your time and effort. Again, more than 700 auctions going on right now. Give us the website one more time so people can visit that website and find out about these auctions.
Sure, they can find out about the auctions at www.marknetalliance.com.
Very good, Matt. You have a great weekend, and again, thank you for calling in.
Hey, thank you, Doug. We appreciate it.
You bet. Bye-bye. Okay, that was Matt Corso, CEO of MarkNet Alliance, and we've got another caller. Good morning, you're on the air.
It's Tom Massey.
Hey, Tom Massey, how are you doing, sir?
Great.
Well, good. Thanks for calling in, and again, you are not actually in the real estate business, and you're not in the auction business. Tell us what you do, and I'm going to start kind of turning that around and how it's important to both real estate and auction firms.
Sure. Our firm wants to make sure, though, that the communities that real estate's located in is a great community. My firm works with social sector organizations, all those nonprofit organizations that are in a community.
Okay.
And we provide a lot of services to them. Many people just term it as consulting services. But we want to make sure whether there's a church, a private school, a YMCA, which we work a lot with YMCAs, that they're very effective at what they're supposed to be doing so that people are getting huge benefit from these nonprofit organizations. And again, our view is they're a community asset.
Well, it definitely is. What is your firm's name, and tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. Our firm is called DAXCO, DAXKO, and we provide a wide range of services, anything a nonprofit might need, from planning, market research, feasibility studies, fundraising, technology. We provide all those services, sort of those back office services, so that the nonprofit or school can work with their clients in the community. And we provide a wide range of those services.
Well, ask any mother who is looking for a new home. Her first thing is trying to find out about the school in the area and find out if it's good, if it's close, if it's safe. And then you do go on to churches, and then you do, where can I find workout facilities and day camp and after-school programs? Where is the local YMCA? Well, because of good social service agencies, because of good schools, because of good churches, that makes values go up. And if they aren't good, in turn, it makes the values go down. And so you are a big part of, believe it or not, values in the real estate business for realtors and auctions and even to, the bankers, who, of course, the bankers are having trouble right now with all foreclosed properties and the economy and that type of thing. But tell us about your YMCA experience, because I know you and I go way back, and it's been a great friendship for many years. But tell us about your YMCA experience.
Sure. The YMCA, not many people may know this. They know the YMCA, I'm sure, but it's the largest nonprofit organization in the United States. 25 million members across the country.
Wow.
980 different cities have YMCAs, 2,500 community centers, the buildings and the pools and the gyms. I've been involved my whole career in working with the YMCA. It's where I met you, of course, Doug. And Doug's being modest about this, he was quite a leader in the YMCA movement himself at one time. And we, both both of us have worked for the YMCA, and in the last 10 years, I started this consulting practice to help predominantly YMCAs, again, improve community life. I think you hit a key point there. But there's a lot of choices out there in where you live now. Of course, there's a lot of property for sale. Right. I think one of the biggest things that people look for are schools. But the second is, what's my family life going to be like in a community? And I think the YMCA, from my experiences, brings that to a community. It's a great family organization.
Well, it's great family, and it's individual. I still go to the YMCA here in St. Augustine and play basketball with people. I think the YMCA is just a little bit different. When people go to a workout facility, it's hard to connect. And yet in a YMCA, I kind of think of it as, cheers, where Norm comes in and everyone says, hey, and where everyone knows your name. And I think that's important, whether fitness is your goal or having your child being taken care of at day camp or swimming or karate class or after-school programs. You want to make sure that the people know you, and that's not only staff, but also the other people there. I mean, you become part of the community. I think that's a major factor for YMCAs across the country.
Absolutely. Many of your listeners may be familiar with this term, but there's a term called third place. And that concept is that your home is your first place, as it should be. And your second place is either work or school, depending on whether you're a child or an adult. And then the third place is that other option in your life. Where do you spend the third amount of your time? And it is about community. For some people, it's the coffee shop down the street. But you are correct. For many, many people in America, 25 million of them, it's the YMCA, where it's actually a community. Many people find this with their church as well. But what is that third place? And I think as people are evaluating homes and property, that's the order. Is it close to my work or school? Is it a great physical home? And then what is that third place? Where am I going to spend the third amount of time? And for many families, and like you said, individuals, it's the why. It's a ball field or a gym or a swimming pool.
Well, does the YMCA offer scholarships for because you're in an economy right now that's in a tough grind? Do you offer some kind of assistance to families who really need it but don't have the monies at this time? And if you do, how does that money get raised?
Well, the answer to the first question is absolutely. The YMCA is a nonprofit organization. It's a charity, and that anyone should go in and seek the services they need. And the YMCA stance is no one will be turned away because of their inability to pay. So there are scholarship forms to be filled out, but YMCA is very generous in that mode. And the reason it can be as an organization is because of donors, people who say, I'm doing okay. I'm going to help someone else get the child care or the swimming lesson or the camp experience. So the YMCAs always accept donations to help defray the cost of providing scholarships.
Well, that's excellent. And is this individuals? Is it businesses? Is it big corporations? Who gives to the Y?
Of course, the answer is yes. All of those do. But many people would be surprised. Most people, and this is not just the Y, but all charities, I guess the assumption is that these come in from large foundations and businesses. And while that is true, the majority of contributions in America across all sectors is individuals. Individuals saying that I personally want to support this cause. I mean, it's great if you're leading a business to make a charitable contribution as part of the business. That's outstanding. But it's a personal responsibility as well to say, what charity or cause do I believe in so much that I'm willing to give money to? So it's about 70% of all contributed income comes from individuals.
Wow.
People are surprised by that. They think it's big business gifts.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I only had $10 to give, is that still helpful?
$10 would probably pay for almost all of a kid to have a swimming lesson.
Really?
The costs at the YMCA are very low. No one there's paid much money, and they do a good job managing it. $10 could, again, teach a kid to swim, pay for part of a day camp. Another thing that your listeners may want to know, the YMCA is the largest provider of after-school care in America. Those hours between 3 and 6, if you're a working parent, what happens to your child between 3 and 6 p.m.? YMCA take care of a lot of kids, and a contribution like that would help provide a working mom and dad the ability to continue work while their child is well taken care of.
Well, I've heard stories of kids breaking the piggy banks and giving money to the YMCA because it's a thing to do, and that's a wonderful thing. The YMCA and your firm does a lot of good. What is your website?
Yes, it's Daxco, DAXKO.com. And again, it provides a lot of services for any nonprofit organization. You can find out all the information you need there.
And how can people get hold of you directly, because you are really a leader in this business?
Yeah, I think the best would be to email me at tmassey, that's TMASSEY, at Daxco.com.
Well, Tom, thank you so much. And again, people don't understand how important that the social service community agencies and churches are involved in real estate values. So thank you so much for calling in. You have a great weekend.
My pleasure.
Okay, that was Tom Massey, and appreciate him calling in. Real estate values are very much affected by the social service, community agents, churches, synagogues, where you go to make your family healthier and not only for the body but for the mind. And so thank you, Tom Massey, again, a leader in the YMCA for years and years, and now with Daxco, and that's DAXKO.com. We've got another caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Thank you very much, Doug. This is Jerry Day with Rowell Auctions, talking about the auctions of the week.
Well, how are you doing, sir?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Well, good. You work with Rowell Auctions. Tell us a little bit about Rowell Auctions first.
Rowell Auctions is an old-line auction company that uses absolutely state-of-the-art new techniques. We've been around about 75 years, and we're selling properties literally all over the United States.
Well, we had MarkNet Alliance on earlier. Matt Corso was on the show, and he was telling that there's like major internet auctions. Do you guys do some internet auctions?
Indeed, we do. As a matter of fact, I believe last week we discussed an online internet auction of some 300 and change properties. And of those 300 and change properties, about 100 are already sold.
Wow. Okay. How does that work?
Well, if you go to RowellAuctions.com,
okay,
you'll see there are a number of auctions that are coming up. They're either going to be online or on-site or perhaps both.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, for example, we have two lake properties on Lake Blackshear, which is a very popular recreational lake in the central area of Georgia. The homes are absolutely beautiful. On the water, and there's also an additional subdivision that are a number of lots in the subdivision that are for sale. You click on those listings, we'll give you a complete detail on the listing and tell you whether or not it's online or on-site or both. Now, if you're interested in making an offer at any point in time that you see a listing on Rowell Auctions, call in the office at 800-323-8388. Talk to the receptionist. She'll refer you over to the property contact, the auction coordinator on the asset. And if you'd like to make an offer right now, go ahead and do so.
Okay, so the bank or the seller might consider an offer prior to. Is that what you're saying?
Indeed.
Okay, good. Tell us again that website and maybe even spell it out. Just make sure that everybody gets it.
Certainly. It's www.rowell, ROWELL, auctions, AUCTIONS.com, one word.
Okay.
And there will be an entire listing of close to 400 assets, I think, right about now.
Wow. Can you give it? Are there different type of sales in different areas? Can you give us
Sure,
kind of a list of them? Thanks.
Absolutely. Tomorrow we have a sale coming up. It's some would consider an old-fashioned sale, which everything that's old is new again. It's on site. There are two properties that are selling. The home that we mentioned in the very beginning, and also another home with additional lots on Lake Blackshear. Now, we have online properties that are coming up, and they will be bid online. You go to the listing, click on the listing, and follow the registration instructions if you're not already registered, and bid on the asset of your choice. Or, if you'd like to make an offer right now, call in 800-323-8388.
Why are there more internet auctions?
There is an abundance of property that needs to be sold. The auction method goes back to approximately 300 to 400 years BC. It's been used a long, long time. If you think about it, every major worldwide stock exchange has converted to the online method of selling shares, selling their assets. And this is basically the natural follow-through of that kind of action.
Well, it seems like it's easier. You don't have to go through the expense of going to a certain place at a certain time, and hotel cost and gas. The way the cost is right now, it's tough. You talk about an abundance of properties. I'm looking at something that President Obama did, and I think he's kind of thinking the same way you are. During his State of the Union address, he talked about the fact that he was going to sell unused government properties, and that makes sense because it costs to keep properties, and so that's a problem. And also I also went and followed him a little bit further, and when he had his budget address, he talked about 14,000 office buildings, lots, and government-owned properties we no longer need. We can save taxpayers billions of dollars. I'm actually reading that from a quote that the president did. I'm hoping that the government, and not only national but state and county and local municipalities, check what they have and find out, when's the last time they've used this property and how much are they paying to keep that property, and the fact that they don't have it with a private party, they're not getting any tax base. So, it just makes sense to me. I mean, what's your take on this, Jerry?
There's a cost of carry of every asset, whether or not it's governmentally held, or it's held by a financial institution, or it's held by a homeowner or business owner. Mm-hmm. And that includes their cost of money, whatever that may be. Mm-hmm. It varies from the government to financial institutions to individuals.
Right.
It taxes, maintenance, insurance, physical depreciation of the asset, and also economic depreciation. So if you're a financial institution, the number that used to be used was 22% per year was the cost of carrying. Mm-hmm. It's higher than that now.
Okay. So if you don't do anything with it, it's costing you 22%.
Right. If you do nothing, you're doing something.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Hey, Jerry, thank you so much for calling in. Give us the website for Rowell Auctions one more time.
Absolutely. It's www.rowellauctions.com. Thank you, sir.
Well, very good. Thank you, Jerry Day. And again, we've had great guests. This will be on YouTube. You can see this archived on YouTube, or also go to rowellauctions.com, and the show will be on there later. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate it.